Hi everyone, Plastic EP here from Melbourne, Australia. And one of my favourite guests is Chachi Loprete, the name you never forget. And Ringo's his mate. How are you, Chachi?
Hello, Plastic EP. It's so good to see you. This is part two of our big interview. I love it.
Don't worry, we're going to go to part 5,000 because I know how many collectibles you got. I'm looking forward to it and all your stories.
That's a lot of
Now,
parts.
I got to tell you what happened last night.
Yes.
I did an interview, first time in Moscow, Russia. Seriously.
Wow. Wow.
I found this Beatle tribute group called Beat Love. Okay. And the great thing is, I'm speaking to one guy, and I said, when we start the interview, you got to play Back in the USSR for real, because he's there, right? So he opens the show playing Back in the USSR, and then his bandmates come on. One's driving a car, right? And it goes ding, ding, like a ding when he comes on. And the guy's in the car waving to me while the guy's singing. Then another one comes on in his house. He doesn't say much. And like, I'm talking to him, but there's too many pauses. So after the interview, I spent an hour and a half editing it down to like 3 minutes. And now it's like fantastic. And if anyone wants to see that, they can find it on Plastic EP Live TV on Facebook or on YouTube, because now I've got a channel and you're on there too. Your first episode's on there.
It's amazing because I'm here in Boston, Massachusetts, just outside of Boston. You talk to people all over the world, and now a band from Russia. So good for you. And you talked, and I watched this too. You talked to Eddie Munster from the Munsters, my favorite TV show.
Yeah, I know. I actually told him, this is true. I told him, have you heard of Chachi Loprete?
Oh, he never heard of me.
the guy's Munster crazy, Munster mad. I go, you're just watching Munsters go home the other day. We don't stop talking about the Munsters. It's true. You love the Munsters, like me.
It is. And, it's funny because, the Three Stooges, all those old shows, a lot of those people have passed away. But here's Butch Patrick still alive to see that people love that show like 50 years later. And that's good to see. It's good to see that he's still with us.
Yeah, but we're real fans. He's got his official Munster site. You're on that one, aren't you? On the official Munster site?
I am on that site. And I think he's the last surviving member of that whole show, I think.
I don't know. He's young. Anyway, let's I'm ready for this. Have a look at this now, okay? You ready?
Okay.
Something's coming up on the screen just for you.
No, Show me your Beatles stuff. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Chachi Loprete, coming from Boston.
That's the best part of the show, right? This is the best part of the show when you do this. I love just flashing it. And you know what? I think they're more concerned with having a look at your stuff.
Well, I think that worked out pretty good yesterday. We planned a conversation, an interview, and I'm amongst some of my stuff. A lot of it is in storage. And so we tapped onto something that was really fun. You showed me your monkey stuff and your Beatles stuff, and I showed you some of my Beatles stuff. And let me step away from my camera 1 second. Let's see if I can find this.
I love this stuff.
In honor of your interview yesterday with the guys from Russia, I have 2 copies of
That's the Back in the USSR album, isn't it?
The Paul McCartney CCP Russian album.
Hey, can I ask you, Chachi? You're right. You got 2 of everything.
I try to get 2 of everything, one to use and one to just put away.
Or one to put away and the other one to give to your friends.
That's right. And I know yesterday we talked about, the fact that, Beatle wigs, you had a Beatle wig, you were wearing it the other day.
Yeah.
And so I thought I'd pull out my Beatle wig, and here it is right here, the authentic Beatle wig. That's not a dead animal in there. That is a Beatles wig. And I can't open this. This is sealed.
Of course not, but that's from 64.
Yes. And you still got the little heads that are still working here. They haven't broken off yet.
But you don't need it because your hair looks for real. It looks like you're already wearing a wig because you haven't had a cut.
Yeah, I haven't had a haircut since March 10th, and I usually get a haircut every 5 weeks.
Now, Chachi.
Yes.
Watch this. I'm going to show you my Beatles stuff first, all right?
Okay, you start.
I'll show you a bit. and then you show me yours, and I'll show you a bit. All right.
We'll go back
And
and
I've
forth.
got it.
We'll try to
I've got it
top each
close
other.
by. Yeah, I've got it close by. Watch this. All right. Just watch
Okay.
the screen.
Go ahead. Let's see what he has. He has a lot of stuff. He's a huge Monkees fan. I am too.
Have you seen this?
Oh, look at that. Now, wow. Okay, who
It's signed by
autographed it?
Pete Best. Oh,
Just describe it and who autographed it.
okay. Pete Best autographed it.
Oh, good. Good guy.
It says, hang on, 230. I got 243 out of 10,000. That's a pretty low number.
That's a low number. Yep, that's a low number. Pete's been on my radio show. I host Breakfast with the Beatles. Pete's been on many times.
Do you see the signature there?
I do.
This color doesn't help. The background I got doesn't help.
The background is messing around with it, but I know the picture. I'm familiar with the photo, and I know certainly everyone knows Pete Best, and I'm friends with his brother Rogue Best too. Two great guys.
That's fantastic. Now, that's one of the things. Now, here's another. We'll have a look at your stuff too. This is an original poster from like 64. I framed it.
Oh, that's cool. I've never seen that picture.
Yeah, but look at the size of it.
That's huge. That is huge.
Doesn't help me at all.
Again, you know, I like the background. I know you did it specially for me.
I did. It's wrecking everything I'm doing.
It does mess around. Yes, that's great. That is great.
Start with some of your stuff, and then I'll continue with my stuff.
Yeah, I think we need to go one piece back and forth. You show one, okay. I show one. We'll see how long we can go and who runs out first.
No, we can't do that. We'll be here till the year 3000.
Okay, so are you waiting for me now?
I'll wait for you. No worries. I'm going to have a coffee while you show what you show, all right? You don't mind?
Now, it's 7 p.m. in Boston, and you're in Australia. What time is it?
9 a.m. here. 9 a.m. in the morning.
So it's 9 a.m. Am I your first interview of the day?
You might be my only interview for the day because I had 3 yesterday.
I know you did 3 back to back. I can only do 1, and then I need an hour or 2 to rest. But you went
from I know. You look tired.
to another. So you
look tired.
I am a little tired. Yes.
You know, you look like you just rolled out from the surf. You know, one of those surfing movies.
That's what happens when you don't get a haircut for 2 months, 3 months. But I did take a little bit of a nap before I came on with you. So as I said, it's just after 7 p.m. So now I will show you a piece. Now you're from Australia.
Yeah.
Are you born in Melbourne?
Of course.
Okay, born and raised there. Married, single, divorced?
Married with 2 kids.
Oh my God. Well, congratulations. I am married to the beautiful Stephanie. And Stephanie and I do not have any kids, but we have on our property, we have a barn and we have chickens and we have cats. So we have chickens and cats. Those are our kids. So a little background there for you. Been on the radio in Boston and New England for over 20. I've been on the radio for 38 years. I've had a Beatles show for roughly around 28 years, Breakfast with the Beatles. And throughout that, I've acquired stuff from 1964 on. Some of the stuff my mother threw out. She said, "What is this? This is nothing. We'll throw it out." She didn't know. But most stuff I still have today, a lot in storage, but a lot in my home. And I don't disclose my location because it's all in my home. You know?
Of course, we're not going to say where you live.
Yeah, I'm not going to say where I live.
They got to, hey, if they want that, they got to email me.
Yes, don't visit, please. Don't visit. Anyway, because you're from Australia, I want to put on my reading glasses here. I decided to pull out a couple of Australian 45s. I'm a big fan of Beatle 45s. I have hundreds and hundreds of them from all over the world as Beatles and as solo artists. I can pull out the boxes. I love 45s. As a kid, I collected 45s. Let me show you something. What we did. As kids in Boston, we would all meet at my friend's house with our 45s, and we'd bring them over in our little 45 container here.
That's unbelievable.
And
they come out in 64?
Yeah, now look at this. This is still unused with the thing still in it, the original thing, and whatever they call it. And this is my
Chachi, that's a record holder. That's unbelievable for 45s.
yeah.
That's
So we would
unreal.
put 45s in there. Let me put it back. You know, because yesterday when as I pulled out everything, I left it all on the floor around me, and I had a huge mess I had to clean up. So I don't want to do that today. So I thought I'd pull out some 45s from my collection, and this one is from Australia, and it is called Beatles Requests.
Yep, I've got it. And I've got Australian 45s. I'll show you another day.
And then this is the back here with the Long
Yep.
Talk Sally, I Call Your Name, and this is an EP. Oh, look, it's plastic EP, and I'm holding an EP. Okay, do you have this Australian 45?
Yes, I do. And I got the album.
I have the album as well. And
Hey,
here's the
can I say
plastic.
something?
Yeah.
On the album, that's
Yep.
the picture that John Lennon hated and told them off here why they put that picture on the album.
You're kidding. Hold on one
No,
second.
that's the one.
You mean this one right here?
That's the one. He hated it. When he came in 1964, he was furious and he told the record company off and said, why don't you use that better picture? The one where black and white.
I love John Lennon, man. He's the greatest. Okay, so there you go. You showed two. I showed two. I showed actually three. Are you going to go
Doesn't
next?
matter. I'm just going to get something our way.
Okay, here we go. Okay,
This is
what do
off
we
an
got?
original TV guide here in Australia, right? 64. It was 3 shillings, right? Because we didn't change the decimal currency until 1966. So this is off the magazine.
Oh, look at that. Wow. Oh, so that was a big size TV guide. Ours was
Yeah,
very
that's
small.
right. That was a magazine that you bought.
Yeah.
And I put down here, Chachi.
Hold on. Okay, I thought I had a Boston one. Go ahead. What do you got down there?
No, but you see down there, I've got an original postcard, the one with the 4 of them, one's holding his arm across the other. That's an original one from England. That one there, not that one, the other one.
Yeah, I love that picture. I love the boots.
That one there.
I love
Sorry
how
about
George-
the background.
I love that photo. That's on the back of the Meet the Beatles album, the American album.
Yeah. And also, you know what I got for you, Chachi? What's
Yes.
it?
Yes.
Tell me how hard it is to get this now, right? The Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl. How hard is it to get that now?
It is hard. I have a couple of them, but yeah, it's hard. Oh, yes.
All right, that's one. But this one, I guarantee, Chachi, I'm just going to show you these couple of records and you can get something. I guarantee that you haven't seen this record. Came out in Australia. It was put out by EMI and it was only sold through the post. World Record Club.
Wow. I do not have that. I'll send you my address and please ship it to me immediately. That's
Do you see
fantastic.
that or not?
I do not have it. That is great. The Beatles Magical Mystery Tour and other splendid hits. Is that what it says?
It
Wow.
says the Magical Mystery Tour and other splendid hits. Hey, Chachi, at least you can
Yes.
read. Have a look at the back.
Oh, I love that. That
And it's
is
made
great.
by Apple.
That is fantastic. I love that. I love that.
You know, Chachi, I'll just go through the rest of the albums here while they're here.
No, hold on though. Look what I got. I got the little EP.
Hey,
2 EP.
do you know I've got that?
Look.
Chachi, I've got that too, and mine's mint. Never played. The 2 little records, seriously. How big's that?
That's fantastic.
You know this one, don't you?
Oh, I love that record. I love it.
All right, the watch. You've seen this. This is like love songs, Beatles ballads.
I love that. I have that too. And do you know about that? You know the cover of that album there that you're holding?
Tell me.
That was supposed to be the cover of the White Album, and the White Album was supposed to be called The Dollhouse. Now, if my memory serves me correct, that's the story.
Now, do you know this is an Australian release? I bet you haven't seen this. Australian release only.
I have that. It's fantastic. Australian release. That's correct. The Essential Beatles. I
Do you
play
see
it
the
on my show.
timeline there? It's got a timeline of each one of them.
I have it. That's a great record.
Have you got it?
I do.
Okay. You know this one here, I picked it up.
What do you got?
I tried to peel the cover off the front, but there's no cover underneath.
No, I showed you my butcher cover yesterday.
Of
And
course you did.
that's great. And again, I have 3 of them, but they're scattered around the house in storage.
Now, guess what I've got here? The last album I'm going to show you. Ready?
Go ahead, hit me with it.
Okay, hang on a sec. I just want to make sure I've got something that you're going to see. Okay, look. Original Sgt. Pepper's album.
Love it.
Right, but this is the best part. Wait. You know the middle.
I love the middle. I love that picture.
Yeah, but you know the best part?
What?
I'll show you now. This is the best part. Uncut, not touched.
The mustache, the stripes, the badge.
It's
I
in
love
green.
it.
Green background.
When that album came out, Plastic, I will tell you, it was a whole new world with the lyrics on the back. Look at that. Look
No,
at
no, but when you get it and it hasn't been cut out.
Yeah, that's good. That, when you got that album as a kid and the words were on the back, it wasn't like today. You go on the internet and find the lyrics. It was a gift that they gave you the lyrics on the back. It was fantastic.
Exactly. And look, this is the original. This is the original paper that it came in. See the color, the red and the white? That's the original.
That's correct. That's the original insert that held the album. Yes, that is true. That makes it original. That's a good one.
Right. Let's continue with what you've got. Let's see some of your.
Okay. Now listen.
Show me the Beatles stuff.
Show me me with that tag down there. I will tell you, when we first met, and I'm like, wow, his name is Plastic EP. And then you told me why. You held up a Plastic EP.
Yeah.
And I thought it was great. I will tell you, Capitol Records in America tried to do Beatles EPs. They put out 2 in America. And they did not sell well. The American public, for some reason, didn't say, wow, we love these EPs. You get 4 songs. So they put out 2 in America. They're very, very rare. They didn't sell as well as regular Beatle 45s. I don't know why. Sometimes the American consumer likes it or they don't. But here's one. It's called 4 by the Beatles.
That's a beauty.
What's different is the sleeve is really thick cardboard. It's not paper sleeve, right? And then inside, there is the label. 4 by the Beatles. So this is one of 2 EPs. This is worth a little bit of money.
Yeah, that's right.
And the other one, 4 by 4, the Beatles. Another one with 4 great songs. And and there it is. They use the swirl. This one's a little beat up, but these 2 records were gifts from a very dear friend. His dad is the great Tony Bennett. His son Danny, who's a huge Beatles collector, sent these to me as a gift. Isn't that great? And
that's fantastic. You can't find them now. Very hard to find.
Very hard to find. And I've been to Danny's house many times. He owns a suit worn by Paul from 1964. It's pretty amazing stuff. So,
Chachi, I just want to say something while you're on the records, all right? Do you remember in the 90s, Capitol put out jukebox CDs that were coloured?
Yes.
Do you know I've got most of those?
Those are fantastic. I love them.
I've got some.
Those are good. Those are nice collector's items. I'll tell you that. Okay, you ready for more?
Of course.
Okay, I eat a lot, so you're always going to have a nap. Show me your Beatles stuff. Here is a pack of Beatles napkins, unopened, 50 of them. And that's, look at all those napkins in there. Rare Beatles napkins.
I've seen that in books.
We never open them.
Of course, I've seen that in books.
In books? Is that what you said? Yes. Let's see what else. I pulled out a photograph. I loved Cynthia Lennon. I met her several times. Beautiful woman, sweet lady, very nice. And here's a picture of a young Chachi, along with Ray Coleman. And it's so hard to handle to see that. Okay. Oh, there you go. There's me with Cynthia and Ray Coleman. Now, Ray Coleman wrote a book There's the Lennon book, and inside, to Larry, my Chachi's my radio name. I wasn't born with Chachi. I don't think you were born with Plastic EP either.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, if your mom and dad said, let's name him Plastic EP, I don't know if that would have gone over very well. There you go. Cynthia Lennon's autograph to Larry, love Chachi, and also Ray Coleman.
Where did you get the name Chachi?
Chachi was given to me in around 1984. I started in radio in 1981. The guy I worked with at the radio station said, no one's going to remember you if you're Larry. You need a name. And one day he's looked at me, he goes, you're Chachi. And it stuck. And to this day, my mother calls me Chachi. So that's my Cynthia Lennon things. I will continue with something else.
Yeah, but you know what? You're talking about Cynthia Lennon. Do you know I got the book, A Twist of Lennon? I got the original book.
That's a great book. Shall I show it to you?
Yeah, shut, because I'm not going to get up for a minute.
Hold on.
It's a little green book.
Yes. Where is it?
I'm sure you'll find it.
I'm looking at it, I'm sure, but here it is. Now here, it's not green.
It's a little green book.
This one I got here is a paperback.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I got.
Yeah, great book. She was a sweetheart, I tell you.
Of course.
She was a sweetheart. Look, my house is a mess because I'm showing you everything.
Yeah, all right. It might be a mess, but this is being documented. So when you're 80 years old,
that's right.
When you're 80 years old, you'll be able to look back and watch it. Now listen.
This will help for insurance. This will help for insurance purposes if they're ever stolen.
Exactly.
Okay, shall I continue or do you have anything?
Yeah, all right, you continue.
Okay. And here we go. We have the Beetle dolls.
Oh, that's great. You got the 4.
Still in the box. That looks like George. And then you have this one. That looks like Paul. And then you have this one. This one's a little damaged, the plastic. Oh, that's George.
That's great.
But this one's the plastic is a little damaged on this one, but it's Ringo. There he is, Ringo. So we have all 4 in the house.
That's right. Can I tell you something, Chachi? I always believed. Somebody showed me those dolls who had them, and they said their hair grows. And I've been believing that the hair grows, and I'm thinking how the hair grows. The hair doesn't grow. Your hair grows.
The hair does not grow.
Your hair's growing.
Well, my hair grows so much, and I'm lucky because I have many friends who don't have hair, and they look at me and they are very envious of it.
Chachi, have a look at this now. Since you started on that, look at this. Chachi, you're watching.
Oh, there you go. I love that.
Have you got it?
I do not have that particular one. I have others, but not that one.
All right, here's the other one. Chachi, I got 2. Here's the other one.
Okay. That's a good one. That's a good one. I love that. That's John.
That's George, I think.
It says John on the top there. Doesn't it up at the top?
Yes, John, sorry. I can't see through these black glasses. Thank you for
those glasses. Well, I'm sure the lighting, you need to wear those. Okay, shall I continue?
Yes, please.
Now, yesterday I showed you actually, sometimes in the summertime we like to have ice cream. Now this box has been open, but we certainly always love to have some Beetle bars.
Oh, that's the best.
That's a good one. Look at that.
Hey, that's rare. Is that an original box or you bought a reprint?
It's original. No, this is an original box.
Okay, great.
Yeah, unfortunately, as kids, we had to eat them.
Of course.
And so we opened them. Okay, now yesterday I showed you I, Me, Mine, which is George's book. And when it first came out, it was printed in a limited capacity, 3,000 copies in a nice sleeve, and each one was numbered and autographed by George. There were 3,000 copies, and I have number 886. Then he did another one called Songs by George Harrison. Again, numbered, autographed, limited edition, and I went and bought it. So here it is, the George Harrison book and record set. Let me pull out the book. Now here's the book. Now inside, oh, something just fell out.
That's beautiful.
Now look at that. Now look at that there, plastic.
That's fantastic. I love the drawings. Look at that.
Number 1467, autographed by George down the bottom there.
Unbelievable.
And it's really beautiful artwork of his songs and lyrics with great
That's
art.
fantastic.
Yeah. So this is another beautiful addition to my collection. I'm dropping stuff. And so I had to pull this out of the archives to show to my buddy Plastic EP.
I appreciate it.
There you go. George has songs by George.
That's beautiful.
George is my favorite Beatle. I told you that yesterday.
Yeah, that's right. Got that.
And he was the first to put out a couple of solo records. And I have some here. We have the Wonderwall album, first printing, first press. And you got the Apple record.
Do you know I got the one Gone Troppo? Have you gone that Gone Troppo?
Oh, we love Gone Troppo. Sure, we have that.
There's a lot of people going Troppo. I got that one.
Yes. What happened to my screen here? Hold on. Okay. And then we have Electronic Sound by George.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
That's a beauty.
All in good shape, excellent condition. Oh, look at what I just pulled out. I just realized I had this. This is the Japanese version of All Things Must Pass.
That's fantastic.
What's interesting about this, it's a George Harrison solo album.
Yeah.
But yet on the back, they put a picture of all the Beatles.
Yep.
It's the George solo album, and yet they put a Beatles photo on the back.
That's fantastic.
Now, you also know that George's sister Louise, he had a sister.
Of course, I got a book.
Yes, I do too. But she also put out an album in America. And what she did was she went on tour of radio stations and did little mini press conferences. So each station that she chose gave away the chance for like 25 listeners to meet at a specific location, and you get to ask Louise Harrison a question. And one of the stations that she did it was at a station in Boston. And so they put it out on vinyl. And it's called All About the Beatles, answered by Louise Harrison. And the radio stations are there. And there it is right there, WMEX Boston. And so what she did was she did these press conferences.
Is that in 1964?
It's 65, 64,
Okay.
yes. And then you get,
That's a great one.
and there's the label inside. So this is old, and I play it on my show because, I play the Boston interview because there could be people that were there as kids and are still alive today, and they would hear it. So I play that. Okay, do you want to show anything, or am I continuing?
No, I'll show you something quickly. You ready?
I'm ready for you.
Okay, hang on. Watch this. This is I had the original, but I bought they reissued it. I got it while it was reissued. It's actually the same thing, made the same.
Mm-hmm.
While I'm showing you this, I want to show you this, all right? How rare is this? You're going to love this. On Show Me the Beatles. Watch, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
How rare is this?
Star Trek.
Yeah, how rare is that? Wait a minute, look, I had to show you, unopened and not put together, never put together.
Well, okay, no, we just took a left turn.
I know, I couldn't help it.
Nothing to do with the Beatles, it's Star Trek.
I had to put you off. I wanted to do it as a joke.
I can't do that thing, So
hey, I wanted to do it as a joke.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday we went off on 20 minutes on the Monkeys.
No, we're not going off now. We're going back on the Beatles. But listen, know when I went to New York, I walked outside the Dakota. And there's a guy that sells this stuff, right?
Oh, yes.
In the strawberry fields, where it is this, on the corner of Central Park.
In Central Park, yes.
Yeah, I bought that one. And I bought another photo of John and Yoko walking. He sold that. I bought that too.
So how many times have you been to America?
3 times.
All to New York or to other places?
Well, I'll tell you, I've been to New York. I've been to Buffalo. I've been to like near Syracuse. I've been to Los Angeles. But I'd really like to go now to Florida and Orlando. They're 2 places in my lifetime I want to go. And then on my way through, I'll come by your house to collect my album.
I just got back from Orlando. I went to, that I was in Florida last week. We talked, and I said,
Yeah,
no,
that's right. You told me.
yeah, beautiful weather, 85 degrees down there, and it's a little more chillier up here in Boston.
Are you a bit
So
scared though of tornadoes and that down there now?
a little bit, especially if you're on the coast. But
Yeah,
Orlando is great, and the
it's a bit
great,
scary.
although the pandemic is a bad thing, the good thing is the airports are empty, and it's so easy to fly.
You know, if you lived in Australia, if you lived in Australia, they'd think you just came off the surf, that you've been surfing out on the beach.
My hair's dry now. It is dry. I mean, I literally showered 15 minutes before. And Stephanie, who's in Florida now, called me and said, are you going on the air with Plastic EP again? And I said, yeah. She said, well, you got to get ready. And I was like, yeah, you're
Did
right.
you like episode 1?
Loved it.
Well, she'll love episode 2, and don't have a haircut while we're doing the show. I
No,
just think you look great.
no.
Don't. We'll lose our fans if you have a haircut.
A little bit here and there. People
All right,
don't.
what else you got to show me?
Okay, this little piece, I don't know if you remember it, but it was really a stroke of genius by someone from Pepsi Cola. Now, although I'm drinking my Coke Zero.
What is it? The transistor radio?
Yes. Get this. I have one right here.
Did I know or not? No, but did I know?
You knew. It's a transistor radio, and of course you had Paul listening to it in the limousine, And what? I don't know anything. We didn't do any poetry. And so there it is right there in a little case. And I love this. Wasn't owned by a Beatle or anything, but it's the same thing that they had back then. Because you know what happened? From what I understand, someone from Pepsi was in the lobby of the Plaza Hotel and said, I'm going to give these guys each one of these radios. Stroke of genius, because Paul was pictures of him holding it, Okay. Did you want to go next or me?
No, you're next.
We love the Beatles fan club. I wasn't a member of the Beatles fan club, but every Christmas, the Beatles loved their fans. And every Christmas, they had an idea to send out a Christmas message. And you got on a flexi disc in the mail, right? Now,
Yep.
I don't have the flexi discs, but I have something different. This was given to me many, many years ago. And what it is it's the Beatles Christmas collection. And you look on the back, and it has
It's official.
Beatles fan club. Look at this over here. Where you going, Plastic? Look at that. Number 704. See, number 704 of 1,000. Now inside you have each Christmas record on picture disc 45.
Yeah, they're great. They're the real ones.
They're fantastic.
So the official fan club put them all out.
It looks that way. Originally, they were flexi discs, so I don't know the history behind it, when they came out, but nonetheless, it's a pretty cool item for your Beatles collection. Go ahead. What do you got?
All right, this is one of my favorite books now. I actually interviewed Jim Birkenstadt, and here's the book, The Beatle Who Vanished.
You know what? I love Jim. He was on my show. And The Beatle Who Vanished, for everyone watching, is the story, and it was a sad story, of Jimmy Nichols. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. But I just want to say, when they did the Australian tour, the Beatles, it was in Melbourne where I live, that Ringo came and joined them and did the Festival Hall concert. He caught on to the last leg of the concert. And as I said, the 5 of them is standing on the Southern Cross balcony of the hotel. And that's the footage that you see, the 5 of them. It's the only place where there's 5 Beatles. And I'm just saying, that book is fantastic. And I've done the interview. When you've got nothing to do, go to Plastic EP Live TV, Facebook or YouTube, and you'll see the whole interview with me and Jim. And I suggest everybody go out and get that book. And the reason being is you don't really know what's going on until you read that book. It's just so fascinating.
Interesting story, sad in a lot of ways. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I understood, Jimmy actually thought that he could replace Ringo, that they would not have Ringo back once they had Jimmy in the band. And it certainly
Well, you put it this way. You go on tour with the Beatles, right? You're on their first world tour. First world tour. You're there for 2 weeks with them. You fit into Ringo's clothes just. The world loves you and mobs you. One day you're a Beatle, you're on top of the world, and the next day no one wants to know you. I mean,
I know.
And then
That's,
here in Melbourne, they gave him a gold watch and put him on a plane goodbye.
I
And
know.
like, it's actually a very sad story.
It is. And I don't know if you ever saw that picture of just him sitting in the
Yeah,
airport terminal. Very
that's at
sad.
Essendon Airport. Let me tell you, that's become now discount stores there. But I went there when that was the way it was in the 60s. And all it was is chairs, but they weren't fixed chairs. They're just chairs in rows looking out to the plains. And I've stood there where they took that photo. And it's like the man's all by himself. The next day, the day before, he's on top of the world. The next day, he's a lonely person sitting in the airport waiting to go home.
I know. It's pretty sad. Is he still alive? Do you know?
As far as I know, yes.
But no one knows where he is.
No. So that's another story. But as I said, he might watch this.
Yeah, he might watch it. And if
You
he
never
is,
know.
if Jimmy, if you are watching, please come on and with Plastic EP. He's a great interviewer. He's very insightful.
Yeah, but I got to say, if you come on, Jimmy, we want you to come on with Chachi because he's the Beatle expert, and I need a Beatle expert on my right hand because I tend to go a bit monkeys on the left. So we need Chachi as
Love the
well.
monkey.
So Plastic EP and Chachi Loprete invite you to come on our show. And believe me, we got plenty to talk about.
There's a lot to talk about with Jimmy, but just being able to play with the Beatles for 2 weeks is great. But boy, it's like coming down from a high, and
Yeah, exactly.
and you hit rock bottom. It's a sad story, but God bless him, and I hope he's well. I mean, I don't know. He should be out there doing stuff because he could be making a lot of money.
Yeah, but can I say something? If I was Jimmy, I'd be writing a book. I don't care. I'd be writing an actual book.
Yeah,
and tell it as it was.
Yeah, you write a book, you make appearances. You could earn a good living doing that.
Yeah, but I reckon people would love him. They'd embrace him.
Yes. Oh yeah, totally embrace him. That is correct. Okay, let's continue, right?
Please continue.
Okay. Here, I got a book here, my Linda McCartney book. And just this past April was the anniversary of her passing. And I loved Linda. And inside the book, she wrote,
oh, look at that.
For Larry Chachi, stay veggie. Love, Linda McCartney.
That is so great.
Isn't that great?
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a great cookbook of the late Linda McCartney. I love Linda. I walked by her at the Plaza Hotel. I was on my way up to the 11th floor to interview Paul McCartney back in 1986 or so when he did Give My Regards to Broad Street. You know what happened, Plastic? I was working at WBCN and I was assigned the task to fly to New York on a junket. And so you get there one day, that night, you go to a private showing of the movie Give My Regards to Broad Street that Paul did with DJs from all over the country. You see the movie, they have a dinner for you, and then you go back to your hotel where I stayed at the Plaza where the Beatles stayed. And then the next day, you were scheduled to meet Paul. And I remember going up to the 11th floor, and all the DJs were in the hallway. Paul had reserved the entire floor, and all the DJs were in the hallway, and you were called in to sit down and interview Paul. And it was a machine. They brought you in one by one. You did the interview. They had a real machine there with the tape. They taped the interview. You had 10 minutes or so. They took the reel off the machine, put it in a box. They handed it to you. So you left with the reel. They had a photographer there that took a picture of you with Paul. And about a week later, in the mail, you got your picture of Paul McCartney. And so going up to the hotel that night, I'm standing at the elevator to get on the elevator. The elevator door opens, and who's standing there? The great Linda McCartney. Never forget it. Awesome. Just awesome. What a beautiful lady. And I love, very talented woman, great photographer. But don't you love the Ram album? and the McCartney album and all those records that she
Red
influenced.
Rose Speedway.
Red
I
Rose
love Red
Speedway.
Rose Speedway. Big Red Barn. I love that song.
Yep. Get on the Right Thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Big Barn Bed, and of course, My Love. Huge hit in America.
Of
What
course.
has you distracted over there?
You know what has me distracted? I'm running out of Beatles stuff, right?
You're running out?
No, I can't bring out any more because I had to organise that.
Don't
And now
worry,
I'm
I got
struggling to
stuff.
find other stuff.
I
got
have
more
stuff.
stuff, but you show me some more.
You know, before, what's amazing about the Beatles was in America, it took a while for Capitol Records to agree to put them out in America.
Three times they knocked them back.
It's crazy. And it was all because of one guy, Dave Dexter Jr., who was in charge. But, you know, the Capitol Records in Canada, they put out the Beatles stuff immediately, and they did pretty well. But before they got signed to Capitol, the Beatles put out some music with VJ Records, right?
Yeah, that's right.
One of my favorite Beatle albums is a VJ album, and it's so fun to look at. And that's why I pulled this out. And it's called Songs, Pictures, and Stories of the Fabulous Beatles, right? And it opens up where you have all these great photos.
Yep.
And then over here, they give you a bio on each Beatle and then things that they like down the bottom. And so, for instance, George Harrison, his favorite instrument was guitar. His favorite hate, H-A-T-E, was getting a haircut, which I need. He dislikes traveling on buses, and his favorite actress was Elizabeth Taylor. Ringo Starr's favorite actress was Bridget Bardot, just like John.
Yeah, so was
And
John's favorite actress was Bridget Bardot.
And favorite cartoon was Donald Duck.
There you go.
But you know what the great part was? The back of the album. Now, the back of the album, you had the pictures of the four boys. And then look at this. Look at this. You go up, and you had to put George loves, John loves. You'd put your photograph in the heart.
Oh, is that what you do?
That was for girls mostly.
I didn't know that. Hey, listen, are you there?
I didn't put my picture there.
I just dug up some more stuff. I just dug up 3 things.
Go ahead.
Watch. You ready?
Shoot.
In 1964, here's the book that came out when you went to the concert.
Oh, that's great.
Australian. Hang on.
Yeah, open it up. Let's see what's inside.
It's actually a reprint. This one's a reprint.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie to you, but they've done a great job.
That's awesome. I love that. Nice. Very nice.
Check out. Hang on a minute. Here's a picture of Ringo.
Ah, that's great.
All right, look at this. I'll just keep them moving. Songbook.
Love
Original Help, 65, the original.
That's a good one. I love that Help movie. I love it in color. I love The Hard Day's Night, but Help was great. I saw it at a drive-in theater in 1965.
This one here is an Australian release songbook. Australian, right?
Yep.
And that's why it says Leeds Music and it says 75 cents. 8 days a week. It's from the. Hey, look at this. You haven't seen these.
No, I've never seen those pics. Those are great.
Hang on. I'll try and get them out of the color. This background's killing me. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Good stuff. I love those photos.
I like that John one up there.
Yeah, that's a good
one.
Here,
this is a great one. If I can get it.
Yeah.
Hang on. Come on, John.
There it is. What's he wearing? That's not the collarless jacket, is it? What's he getting?
No, he's wearing a collarless top.
Looks like he's getting a haircut or something.
No, do you see the top? It's like just the top.
That's a good shot right there. You can see it just plain as day. That's great.
So that wraps up for this episode. That wraps up Show Me Your Beatles stuff.
Oh,
Have you
really?
got
Okay,
something else you
so
want to show
I
me?
have to I have to save all these 45s for next time.
Yeah, please.
Well, let me
Do you
just
know
show
the
you
great
one.
thing about
Look at
Chachi? Not that
look
it
at that
matters.
though. Look
Look
at
at that. I
that.
want to see him next time because then I'll bring up my Capital and my Australian records, EPs and singles.
Okay.
We'll keep
Well,
that for another show. But let me tell you, let's talk now about a Beatles subject. Isn't it amazing now with Sergeant Pepper? I just want to say how they organised the cover and all the problems they had. It was the idea that they put all the people that they liked behind them. And they went to all this trouble and they had like even Hitler behind them. And I don't know who they had behind. And they had to pull them off. I've forgotten who it was they put in the background. But EMI was very scared. And Brian was scared too because they never asked for anyone's permission. And then they started slowly writing letters to people. And people were replying, why would I want to be on a Lonely Hearts Club Band album? Right? I
yep.
think that was
Mae
famous
West.
American actress. She said, why
Mae,
would I want to be on
Mae
a Lonely
West.
Hearts Club Band album?
It was Mae West saying, "Why would I want to be in a Lonely Hearts Club Band album?"
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. And and like Mal Evans completely forgot to put his hero in, which was Elvis. So Elvis isn't on that record. And John's like, "Why didn't you remember, Mal? You wanted to put Elvis on. We could have put Elvis on the record." But that again, that album opened up a whole new world for me because the lyrics are on the back, but then the clues. Paul is
Yeah,
dead.
the clue.
The hand over him in the back.
Yeah, I told you. And you get the little mirror and you put the mirror I Who Die on the
Yeah.
drum. You get a little mirror, put it across the drum. And also on the back, I've got to ask you, Chachi, Paul's got his back to the album. What word is he pointing to? He's pointing to a word. That's a clue.
Trivia. Okay, I didn't know we were going to play trivia. Let's see. It couldn't be the word dead. What is the word?
Hang on. I got the
you don't
album
even
here.
know.
Hang on, I got the album here.
You don't know. If
No,
you ask,
no.
if you ask
All
a
right.
question, you're supposed to know the answer.
He's not pointing.
Okay. So
I
what
thought
is?
he's pointing to a word.
Oh, so he's not.
He's not pointing.
Okay, so
I thought he was.
the
See, you
question,
imagine these things.
the question's completely wrong.
We start imagining our own stories and clues now.
You're
I might
funny.
come
I
up
love
with a
you.
go.
I
I
love
thought
you.
he was pointing. Seriously, I thought he's pointing to a word. That would have been really good.
He's pointing to the word. Say the
Which
word,
one?
you'll be free.
The word is love.
Oh,
Hey,
look
the
at me
word is
serve.
love.
Look at me.
Hey, that's a
serve.
nice t-shirt, Chachi. Hey, tell me, is that extra, extra large? Just send it to Australia.
I only have larges. This is for my radio show. It has my name on the back.
Yeah, well, I need one of those radio promos because you're going to put me on, aren't you? You're going to put me on an episode.
I'm going to have you on my radio show, I promise.
Don't worry. And send me one of those T-shirts and the deal's sealed.
Okay. And then you send me that big autographed Monkeys poster and we have a deal.
I'm not sending you the autograph. Look at this. Hang on. We got it. Look at this. Right? That's signed by David Jones, the first album that you showed me.
Yep.
And hang on a minute. Let's see if I can get this right. Sorry.
That background is killing me.
I know it's killing me too. That's a picture with me. That's a picture with me with Peter and Mickey.
Now, can you sing any Monkey song that I tell you?
Yeah, I can. Hang on a minute. I got myself the Walk of Stars there too. Hang on. Yeah, I'm listening.
So if I give you a name for a Monkey song, you can sing it. You're a huge Monkeys fan.
Who's this man standing there on the Star of the Monkeys on the Hollywood Boulevard?
That's not a Monkey star.
Yes, it is. It said Monkeys.
No,
sorry. It says Fabian.
it's Fabian. Is that you though?
That's me.
Let's put that picture back up. Put it back up.
Hang on a minute. No, I got someone else here.
Yeah, but that's you with hair.
Yeah, but that's Red Skelton. I'm there, Red Skelton.
Oh, I love Red Skelton.
Hang on a minute. Wait a second. That's 2 out of 3 so far, right?
Okay,
2 out of 3. Hang on.
Did you know Red Skelton in Australia?
Yeah, he had a big show. Now look. Look at this. Correct Mundo. We found the right one. The monkey star.
Ah, the monkey style. Look at you. How long ago was that? Because you had more hair back then.
Well, thank you for telling everybody.
You need a wig?
No, I think that's about 6 years old. Do I need a wig? Hang on a second. Just give me a minute, will you? Give me a minute. Stay there. Stay there. Hang on.
I have never done any interviews in my whole
Just
career
stay there for a
like I
minute.
do with you. Oh, look at that, Fab Gear Fab.
Hang on. It's not looking too good here.
You kind of look like Elvis a bit.
It's
Thank
not
you very
look.
much.
That's too short notice, but
Thank you very much.
I'm getting in the groove there, right?
How old are your kids?
28 and 23.
And what do they think of Plastic EP?
Oh, they love him.
They do?
No, they do. They know. See, they know what I do, and my wife, she loves it too. She watches all the interviews.
Oh, good. Because a friend of mine talked to me earlier today, Mick Lawless. You had Mick on.
Yeah, he's great. I interviewed him.
He's great. He loves you. He goes, "Hey, I just saw your interview with Plastic. That was great." I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome!" And he sent me the episode he was on. It's great. So I love Mick. He has a great store outside of Boston. It sells all that vintage stuff, Beatles stuff. He's awesome. I love Mick Lawless. So
And
if
he's
you're
very
watching, check out that episode. So all the listeners, viewers out there, to check out the Mick Lawless episode.
And as I said, you're going to be watching Chachi Loprete, episode 2. That's this one. You just go to Plastic EP Live TV on Facebook. You also go to YouTube. I've got a brand new channel. All the interviews are up there, all the great ones. And Chachi, as I said, let's get back to Sergeant Pepper. Tell me a little bit more about the album and when it came out. I just want to say the Monkees were at #1 with Headquarters, and they got knocked off the charts by Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
It's an amazing album. Brian Epstein was afraid of that record. He did not like the cover, and he had asked Nat Weiss, you know Nat Weiss, our friend Sean Weiss. He had asked Nat to put the record out in a brown paper bag cover, and he didn't quite believe in the album, but that album changed my life. I bought that record just a few blocks from my home in Cambridge, Massachusetts, just outside of Harvard Square. You know, Harvard Square is very famous, Harvard University. And I bought it at a supermarket that also sold records. The supermarket was called The Big Bear and had a giant bear on the roof. And I went inside and I got that record. And do you remember, Plastic, when you got the Beatle album at home, brand new, and you'd open it up and the smell of the vinyl, you'd smell inside that had that distinctive smell? And I opened it up and I'm, oh my word. And then the words in the back to follow along. And I tell you, I was drawn to Within Without You. I thought that was just a brilliant song, although a lot of people were scared by it. I thought it was great. The entire album was great. And the lyrics again. And there was something special about listening to albums when you were kids, because the album would finish and you'd have to get up and turn it over. And so you had time after each side to sit there and just take it all in. Unlike today, kids today, not even CDs anymore. They just get it off, digitally, and it just goes right into the next song. It's just like Abbey. It's just like Abbey Road. You know, Abbey Road, when you finish side one with "I Want You," and you were listening as a kid to your record, and you'd let the. I would sit there after "I Want You," and the record would just go around and around until I took it all in and got up to turn it over. But I was so blown away by "I Want You," I just sat there like, wow, what was that? And so vinyl was a great thing and still is. And vinyl sales have picked up a lot. Kids like vinyl now. It's amazing.
I know, but vinyl records now, I'll be honest with you, they're up to $50, $60. Where if you're lucky enough, you can find the 60 stuff for $5, $10. And also, can I ask you, did you have an 8-track in your car where you used to listen to music?
I love 8-tracks. Can I get some for you right now?
Please, I want to see them. I never had 8-track. Love 8-track. He's coming back.
Where did I put them all?
Sorry, take your time.
Uh,
Love interviewing Chachi.
Wait a minute. They're all in this box, and they're not in the box now. Where is it? Where did I put them?
Now that's funny. I hope your wife didn't throw them out.
I would never throw them out.
Okay, that's great.
Okay, you know what? I'll have to save them for next time. I don't know where they are.
It's all right. Save them for next time because we'll be here for the next 3 years. You looking for them. I like how you hide your stuff.
Look at this. I love this too. I have
Let's have a look.
an entire Beatles train set.
Oh, when did that come out? What year?
It's come out about 10 years ago.
Okay.
All right, Lionel. And I have the
That's
entire
great.
train set. Look at that.
Look at that. Chachi, I want to ask you something.
Go ahead.
Have you got an original Beatles comb for your hair?
I do. I do. Where is it?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I don't know where it is.
Okay, you can't find it. Save it next time.
I do have it. It's that little round one. The little
Anyway,
round comb.
Anyway, recapping, I want to say, of all the items you showed me today from your collection, that record Yellow Collector 45, the plastic where you put all the 45s in, that has to come up as my favorites. I don't know what your favorite was from mine. It was probably Star Trek, right?
I do like Star Trek. I'm not a Trekkie, but I thought that was another great left turn by the great Plastic EP. You never know what to expect when you're talking to you.
Yeah, but
I
see,
love
that's
it.
what I like too, because yesterday, as I said, we were going to start off with the Beatles and only talk Beatles, and you were gracious enough to talk for 20 minutes about the Monkeys, and I thought that was like fantastic, because anybody watching this show doesn't know what to expect, because that's what I want. I want a show where the unexpected happens.
Now you're a Monkees fan. Can I name a Monkey song? Will you know
you're
how
going
to
to do
sing
that.
it?
Go for it.
Okay. Let's say Zilch.
What happened? The lights went out.
No, my other computer screen just went out. Hold on.
Okay.
There
You
it
paid
is.
your electricity bill.
No, my screen went to sleep.
That's a
Back on.
joke. That was a joke.
Okay. Do you know sing a line from Zilch?
Mr. Dobalina, Mr. Bob Dobalina.
China kept calling Alameda.
Yeah, give me another. You know how that happened? Do you know how that happened?
No, what is that?
I'll tell you the story. The Monkeys are in an airport, and then Peter listens to the PA system, and she goes, Mr. Bob Dobalina, call him Mr. Bob Dobalina. That's where that comes from. True.
Wow. So there's
Didn't
actually
you know
there's a Bob
you know
Dobalina out there.
Didn't you know that?
No, I had no idea.
Well, that's why I'm here to correct you. What's your next question?
Okay, I'll pick another song for you.
Go for it.
Papa Jean's Blues, my favorite song.
Of course I know Papa G's Blues.
Yes.
I had no more than I did before.
Now I got all that I need.
For
That's right.
I love you and I know you love
me. Okay, Mary, Mary.
Mary, Mary, where you going to? And Mary, Mary, can I go to? This one thing I will value. I'd rather die than to live without you. Mary, Mary, where you
going to?
Now let me tell you, do you know who played lead guitar on that track?
No, who?
Glenn Campbell.
Wow. Oh, I love Glenn Campbell.
I know you love everybody.
I love Wichita Lineman.
Of course.
Man. Beautiful song.
Next question until we buzz out. Come on.
Okay, I got to think of another song. I just had
That's
one
right.
in my head.
I'll do this until I get it wrong. Okay.
Okay. Can I? Geez, I got to think. My pet pig, Percival. That's a tough one. I don't even know that one. No. Here, do a different one. For Pete's sake.
In this generation, in this love and turn, in this generation, we'll make the world to shine. We were born to love one another. This is something we all need. That's it. I love you. I love this monkey sing along. What's the next one?
We should do a monkey sing along. Okay, let's think of another one. Oh, the one, the train. What is that train one?
Last train to Clarksville.
No, there's a different one. Hold
A
on.
train. Yeah, what am I doing hanging around?
Yes.
I should be on that train and gone. I should be riding
riding
on
on
that train.
that train to San Antonio.
What am I doing hanging around? Mike didn't
That's-
write that song. That's not written by Mike.
Who wrote that?
Somebody else. I've
Not
forgotten their name.
Poison Heart?
Well, so far we're getting most of them right, which is pretty good.
Okay.
That's it. You use a reference there. That's what I like.
All my monkeys
Yeah,
are.
use a reference.
Yes.
And you know my favorite song is Tomorrow's Going to Be Another Day.
Tomorrow's going to be? Tomorrow's
Yeah,
going to
another
be?
day.
Tomorrow's going to be
I'm
another
going to pack
day.
up all my pain I've been keeping in my heart. I'm going to catch me the fastest train. I'm going to make me a brand new start, but that's okay. Tomorrow's going to be another day. Hey. And also the girl I knew somewhere off the second album, More of the Monkeys, has become my favorite.
Yes, the girl I knew somewhere. Yeah, Peter Percival Patterson's pet pig Porky.
Yeah, that's when he does sound effects coming out of his mouth. Peter Picker Picker, whatever. I can't do that one.
Well, I'm glad the sound effects are coming out of his mouth, if you know what I'm saying.
Hey, listen, I'm going to tell you something, Chachi, before you go through those albums. All right? We're giving people extra time now because we're over an hour.
Oh,
now
we got
into extra time, and I want to save all the rest for the next continuing episode here of Plug P on Chachi Loprete. You only find it here, and you only find show me your Beatles stuff.
That thing scares me. But it's 8 p.m. in Boston.
Hey, listen.
What?
I got to tell you something.
Yes.
Since you've done these 2 shows, Australia loves you. I'm going to tell you that now.
Well, put some shrimp on the
barbie.
barbie.
Everybody. I even sent this out to the kangaroos.
The kangaroos. I love animals. I just love all animals. Stephanie and I are animal rights activists. In fact, it's 8 p.m. here. We're going to go out and put the chickens to bed for the night in the barn. And can I do my plugs before we sign off?
Yeah, go for the plug. I've got plenty of time. Go for it.
Okay, because it's I don't want to be special and do longer than an hour.
No, it's all right.
It's okay.
We're over 10 minutes now. It's okay. Go for it.
And I will prepare for our next conversation. But I will tell you that everyone can listen to my Beatles show. It's called Breakfast with the Beatles. New England's Breakfast with the Beatles is heard in 3 New England states. In Boston on 91.9 FM WUMB. In New Hampshire in Maine, 92.1 and 97.1 FM, called the Seacoast Oldies Station. So if you Google Breakfast with the Beatles, Chachi, as it says, where is it? Right there. There it is. As it says there, Google it. You'll find my radio show. I'm on every weekend. And I have a Beatles podcast called Get Back to the Beatles. So wherever you listen to podcasts, you can find it there.
Can I do a plug now for you?
No.
What?
I'm only kidding. Go ahead.
I can't handle all those radio stations, right? Because I don't remember it.
No
but
one
the
does.
podcast, I'll give you a plug for the podcast. Is that all right?
Please do.
I'll pretend you're not here.
I like that.
Where they find it? iTunes?
Go ahead. They'll find it on iTunes, Spotify, the Boston Podcast Network, iHeart. It's everywhere.
All right. This is my advertisement for you, like you're not here, okay?
Yeah, act like I'm not here.
All right. Hey, Groovers out there. That's right. You sitting behind the desk there. You were driving your car. You in the hamburger joint. You at McDonald's, wherever you are. Make sure you listen to Chachi Loprete on the fantastic Get Back with the Beatles podcast. That's it. You heard it from Plastic EP. Get in there and listen, Groovers. Thank you so much.
Oh, brother, I'm going to get a spike in listeners. It's going to go through the roof. It's going to be unbelievable. If that's not the best plug I ever got, then nothing is. Tell me what your favorite food is in Australia. Where do you like to eat?
Well, I've got to explain something here, and this is true, okay? And I'm not trying to be smart or whatever, but the lifestyle we live here and the food we have, you ask Mickey Dolans. Melbourne's got the best multicultural food. I'll give you an example. I don't have to go to Italy to have the best cappuccino in the world. It's here. I don't have to go to Italy to get the best pizza because it's here. There's a guy that's won awards, gone to Italy and won the award worldwide in Italy, and he's from Melbourne, and he's got 3-4 shops, and he's got the best pizza in the world.
Wow.
That's how sport we are.
That says a lot. Now, you're all sheltered in place down there, right?
Yeah, that's right. We don't go out, but I think slowly things are going to start easing, so just we're waiting to hear. But you know what? Everybody's around the world. We're here to entertain them. We don't want people to be sad or upset. We want people to enjoy, get through this, and carry on with their life. That's a very important message. You know, hang in there, stay strong, and you're not all alone. Everyone's with you, and just carry on. And you know what? Today has been a pleasure for me, because it always is. With you, Chachi, I'm just saying, it's like two peas in a pod.
We are.
And you know what I like?
What's
Like,
that?
whatever I say, you get it. Whatever I say, you get it. I mean, my wife doesn't get it.
Well, I enjoy.
No, wait a minute. My wife's very good at telling me something, but what the problem is, she tells me 1/5 of what I need to know, and I've got to guess the other 4/5 of what
How long have you been married for?
I think coming up to 35 years, so it's all right.
Wow, 35 years.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
But I'm not going to say my age, because I look young, and I use cement and a spatula, and it fixes up my face. So it's okay.
Okay, so what's for dinner tonight? Let me ask you, what's your guilty pleasure? What's your favorite fast food restaurant?
Well, see, it's really bad now because we're at home. We're having a bit of pizza. So I've got to watch the diet, and I don't want too much pizza. But I've got to tell you where I lean towards. I love spaghetti marinara. I love, like, seafood. Like, that's what I really love. You know, that's just like me. But because we're Greek background, and I've got a friend of mine, he says to me, you need to cook, you need to cook. I try to explain to him that my wife's one of the best cooks. Why do you need to cook if your wife cooks? I do other jobs.
That's right.
It's the same. Like, if I do a song and I'm not playing guitar, get someone who can play. Why bother? That's what people don't understand, you know.
Well, I'm going to be grilling some salmon tonight for dinner.
Well, that sounds very good.
You
know what, Chachi, I want you to take me out, but do me a favor, stay there. Don't go away. So take us out from Plastic EP here in Melbourne, Australia.
Okay. I'll do this as if you're not here. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you get back in the camera. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you for watching today's episode with Plastic EP, your host who's all over the world, from Russia to Boston to LA to Australia. He loves to eat, and he's going to be eating pasta tonight and pizza tonight. But you remember, there's so many episodes of Plastic EP, and you can find him on his YouTube channel, and you can find him on Facebook, and check out the episodes. Not only with me, I have 2 now, but also Butch Patrick and Mick Lawless and so many different unusual and interesting people, especially the band in Russia, driving around trying to find a Wi-Fi signal. So, ladies and gentlemen.
Beat love. That's true. That's right. I had to edit the film all night last night. My eyes are red. That's why the glasses.
He was up all night.
You know the other thing that's great? I exaggerate the joke because it's a joke, right? But if I interview someone that's boring, you won't know if I'm okay, like if I'm sleeping or not. So I'm able to go, that's great.
Now, wait a minute. Do I bore you? Have you fallen asleep?
You don't bore me. I'm awake.
I've done 2 hours with you so far.
Yeah.
Have you ever had the notion to doze off at all?
I don't doze off. I've noticed that you go wandering, though, during the show.
I do.
Yeah, you go wandering for your stuff.
I'm always wandering because I have to search out everything. Now I got to put this all away. Look at all this stuff.
Hey, that's like me. Chachi, that's exactly like me, man. You crack me up. And you know what I'm going to do now? Guess what I'm going to do now?
What? That's
fantastic. Chachi, do you know what my priority of the day is today?
Okay, so it's about 10 a.m. over there. What's your priority today?
Okay, it's 10:09. You know what I'm going to do? As soon as we say goodbye, I'm going to go and find a nice chair downstairs, sit down, have a drink, and watch our interview. That's my priority for the day.
Well, please enjoy it. I hope I don't put you asleep, and I hope I didn't.
I'm awake.
You're awake. Well, it's first thing in the morning. You'd expect to be. I'm not going to ask you what you're drinking at 10 a.m.
Yeah, but
Hopefully,
you know what's better? Don't do a late interview with me because who knows?
yeah, yeah. Well, it's late for me. It's 10 past 8. I like to watch some television. I'm going to make some salmon, have some salad, go put the chickens to bed, feed the cats, call Stephanie, who's away in Florida right now, and wish her the best. She's out rollerblading right now in 85-degree temperatures in Florida. Is it
You
warm
send her
where
the
you
link.
are?
You send her the link of the show. But you know what's really funny?
What's that?
I interviewed American English, you know, the Beatle tribute band.
Yes.
And I started talking to him. I said, you're doing this video. There's a video online where you're playing at an Oktoberfest, you know, a beer festival. And I said, isn't it great? While they're getting drunk, they're watching you play. And he goes, yeah, the more they have to drink, they think we're the real Beatles. And then he said to me, if they have too much to drink, they think we're the monkeys.
That's right. And you know what? I will say this to anyone who's watching, and we should say that the next time I'm on, at the beginning, we should say, listen, have a drink because we'll get funnier as the show goes along.
Yeah, I know, but we'll tell them to drink water. That's all we can tell them, all right?
I'm non-alcoholic. I never drank alcohol in my entire life.
Now, can you teach me the Boston accent? Because I want to go out on the Boston accent. I'm
Yes.
going to try. You just got to give me a few pointers. Can you do that?
Repeat after me. I'm going to park my car in Harvard Yard.
I'm going to park my car in Harvard Yard.
There you go. You are now officially a Bostonian.
Okay. I like the ones. Hey, I like the ones from Brooklyn or Queens. They go, "What's a Queen accent?" I did that with
I don't know.
Queens. They got a different accent too.
They all have different accents.
Can
Everywhere.
you explain this to me, Chachi? You've been to New York a lot of times, haven't you?
I'm in Boston.
Yeah, no, but you've been to New York a few times,
I've been
haven't
to New York, yes, and actually Stephanie lived in New York for like 15 years.
Okay, seriously, this is something I don't understand. I need to ask your expertise.
Yes.
I don't understand when you go there and you got 1st Street, 2nd Street, 5th Street, 45th
Yes.
Street.
Yes.
I don't understand. Do you go like up to 50 streets and stop? Or these streets are everywhere? 1st is here, 2nd's down there, 8th's there. I don't get it.
Yep, the east side, the west side, uptown, downtown. I will tell you, when I'm in New York without Steph, I will call her and I'll say my address. This is where I'm at. This is where I have to go. How do I get there? And she tells me. She knows New York inside and out. My beautiful bride, Stephanie, worked for Warner Brothers Records for years and years in New York. And so she lived in New York for a long time. And she knows all about it. She knows the accents. And what's great, you know, I don't know what time things close down where you are, but in New York, if you're hungry at 4 a.m, there's places open. Well, not right now with the pandemic, but when everything's back to normal, you can get something to eat any hour of the day.
Yeah, Chachi, when I was there, I stayed at the Sheridan, right?
Right in Times Square.
I think the Sheridan, and we went around the corner. It's got an Irish pub, had a hamburger place, and it had a pizza place, and the pizzas were as big as tires, right? Car tires. And that was any time of the night. So that's true.
It's fantastic. You can find a diner. I love delis and diners. I'm a huge fan of breakfast. I like the scrambled eggs and the home fries, the toast, the bacon and the sausages and so yeah, I love breakfast in New York City.
Okay. Now that you got me hungry, Chachi, ready for lunch coming up in 2 hours, again, I got to say thank you again from the bottom of my heart. I can't wait for part 3. So you take us out from Plastic EP and...
Ladies and gentlemen, please, wherever you are, stay safe, stay healthy, respect everybody in these times, wear your mask, and just be kind. That's really important. And George Harrison, his last words before he passed was, love one another. And from Plastic EP and me, Chachi Loprete, take care of yourself, love one another, and I'll see you back here for episode 3. It's me and the great Plastic EP. Have a great day, everybody.
Peace and love. Stay there. Peace and love.
No, for you, Plastic, I'm going to say peace and lunch.
Thank you.